Friends, I want to tell you today about a lifestyle practice that seems very simple and boring, but is actually quite difficult and rewarding. That practice is planning out an entire day. To start, I want to talk about monks. You probably know that monks have a very simple, streamlined, minimalist schedule that they follow every day. Each day is the same. They wake up early, pray, eat some breakfast, do some work, do some chanting, do some more work. Then finally, they go to sleep in the evening, wake up early, and do the same thing the next day. Most entrepreneurs have the exact opposite approach to their schedule. Every day is unique, every day is complicated, and the days are crammed full of activities like meetings, work, travel, social events, and childcare. Now, I personally wouldn't want to spend many hours a day praying, but that's not really my thing. But I still recognize that there's something very attractive and compelling about this monkish approach to scheduling, and there's something very painful about the entrepreneurial lifestyle. The first advantage of the monkish routine is that you don't need to make decisions. There's a whole weight lifted off your shoulders because you don't need to figure out what you're doing every morning. You already know it's the exact same thing you did the previous morning. There's a real benefit to avoiding decisions. Psychologists talk about a phenomenon called decision fatigue, which basically means that when you have to make a lot of decisions, your brain gets tired and it can no longer function at a high level. Another benefit of the monkish routine is that you use the same pattern for every day, so you can design and optimize it to ensure that it is quite effective. I don't know if the monks think about it this way, but if you look at their schedules, you can see that they spend almost all of their time on activities that they find meaningful, like prayer, meditation, and helping the poor. They also don't spend a lot of money. Now, saving time and money is a benefit that entrepreneurs should be very interested in. Am I right? If you take the time to plan a daily routine, you can optimize it and design it to be as efficient as possible. But actually, saving time and money isn't the biggest benefit of a good routine. It's actually about enjoying yourself more. I'm not sure if this happens to you, but if I randomly decide to slack off for an afternoon so I can read a book or play a video game or go drink some beers with my friends, I have a very hard time enjoying that activity because I feel guilty and anxious. On the other hand, if I have a plan where I do some work, I do some exercise, and then I go out for drinks with my friends, I can enjoy those beers much more because I don't feel guilty about them. Unfortunately, it's quite difficult to live such a simple, planned lifestyle. I want to tell you about my day today. Last night, I had very good intentions. I had my day all planned out. I was going to do a little work. I was going to eat lunch, do some more work, do some yoga, prepare my Toastmaster speech, and then deliver it at the meeting. Oh man, did that plan ever get blown out of the water? First of all, as you might be able to tell, I'm a little bit sick. And last night, I had a killer asthma attack that made it impossible for me to sleep for several hours. When I woke up this morning, I was low on sleep and I was coughing a lot. This is not a recipe for high productivity. But that wasn't the only problem. A couple of days ago, our heater had broken. It was making a terrible buzzing noise. I had a guy coming to look at the heater today. He showed up on time. He did all the work. It was no problem. He replaced a part that was making the noise. The noise went away. Everything seemed fine. But about an hour after he left, I heard a really heavy, muffled boom coming from the heater, which was basically the sound of a minor explosion. So now we're asking, does the heater have a gas leak? We evacuated the condo, called up the gas company people. They came and said, don't turn this heater back on until another plumber comes to fix it. So let's just say my day did not go as planned. Now, the specific hiccups that happened today are quite infrequent, but there's a lot of situations that could come up that can make a day go off the rails. Maybe there's a fire at work. Maybe your wife needs you to take her to the bus station. Maybe your kids get sick. If you have a complex life, as most professionals do, there are many, many situations that can arrive and derail your plan. Still, I'm not giving up. Nothing worthwhile is easy. On those days when I'm successful in following my plan that I made, it's amazingly rewarding and pleasant. I hope you will try out this lifestyle practice, and I hope you will be more successful doing so than I was today.